time no chat. I feel like it's been so long since I've done a vlog, and I know that I'm saying this at a time when the video is not coming out, and so it kind of doesn't make sense because I took a long uploading break, and then I've been uploading regularly again by the time you see this, but that's fine. We'll just pretend that that didn't happen and that it has been a long break and that this makes sense. Basically, Luke and I got really sick, and life has just been busy outside of that with preparing for upcoming trips and with study, and we had some friends from New Zealand visit us, and it was my birthday, which you would have seen the video for that, and yeah, life's just been a bit crazy. But I decided I'm going to film as much of a weekly working vlog as I can because I enjoy doing that, and I feel like I don't know, it's really cool to look back on it and see what I get up to and remember, and I feel like it's a nice easy rhythm vlog to get into. I just need to remember to keep videoing because I normally film fine Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when I'm in the office I always forget, and then it gets to like Saturday, I'm like, oh, I didn't even do anything in the evening or whatever. So I'm making a commitment, I'm gonna do this. Plus, it's been a long time since I've like updated you on how things are going, and I'm going to be writing a conference presentation this week. So there's a lot going on, and it's kind of the exciting time to be filming. My weekly structure is also a bit different this week because I am studying with a friend on Tuesday. We're going to the university library, I guess, or she might be coming here. We'll see what works out. But we're going to be studying together, which is going to be a bit different. She's not a colleague that I work with. She's studying med, and we are just going to have a fun day out of it, which I'm really excited for. And then in other news, I've actually redone my desk. It's been a while since I've updated my desk, but I really like how it is now, and I feel like it's giving me creative / motivated vibes because it's clean, which is really nice, and I've realized that I'm very prone to clutter because it's directly opposite the pantry, which is always open, and we don't have that much preparation space in our house, and so my desk kind of becomes an extension of the kitchen, and I know it's like doubles as our TV, and so in the evening things just go onto my desk, and I've kind of found a way of fixing that where I've cluttered it enough that it can't really have much more stuff added to it, but at the same time it's not cluttered. It's like organized clutter. So I'll show you what I mean. Minus my phone being here, which I've actually been putting in there while I've been working. But I bought this organizer off Amazon, and it has made such a world of difference being able to have like my sticky notes here and all my normal random accessory stuff, pens, everything, and then my journal, and not my journal, sorry, my diary, which is like my planner, and my tablet finally have a place to go because they've always just sat on top of, ouch, on top of this thing, and they always fall off, and it's just, oh, I've really hated it. So I finally got something for that. Plus it kind of creates the degree of separation from the coffee machine, which I always wanted to have something against the back, but we access the back of the coffee machine, so we haven't been able to. Anyway, that kind of makes it feel like it's separate. And then a colleague of mine gave me an orchid, which I think is stunning, so that is there, and I'm making sure to not let it die. I've got my normal coaster and then glass of water, which I just finished, so it's empty obviously. We've got my laptop and my desk monitor and the desk stand and the box under there, which is old. It's been there for ages. That bit hasn't really changed, but I did tidy up this section, so realistically that goes across there. And then at the end of the day I just put my mouse in there so that everything is away and neat and tidy. The camera battery is actually, I just pulled it out. Normally it's not there, so for now we'll pretend that we had it out. And then behind there I've got all my plants, which is what I mean by it's cluttered, but it's organized clutter, where it's pretty, kind of looks like I've got a forest on the side of my desk, and it's also reminding me to water them because they're right here. This guy was in my office, if you remember, but I brought him home because he needs to be watered like every 2 days, and I just wasn't in the office regularly enough to be able to do that. And this guy needs to be repotted, and then he's going back to the office. Luke is bonsaiing his avocado seeds, and so that's what's going on at the back. And then my strelitzia, and we've got our Yui boom hidden behind there. And then I've also realized I never knew what to do with my camera because it kind of just lay around all the time, and I use it regularly enough to want to access it, but not enough that I want it sitting out. And so I found if I put it in a box, it makes it feel like it's organized and that it's purposely put there and not just like cluttered. Or at least I watched a TikTok that mentioned if things are in boxes, it kind of makes it seem more purposeful. And I have to say I agree with that. It feels like that. And then hidden behind all the plants at the back are all my cables, which no longer look messy. And then the other big thing that I changed is because I have this organizer, it meant that I was able to clear out this whole drawer, which has always been an issue for me. There was always like creative stuff like my cross stitching and like old cross stitching things, plus my wrist brace that I never knew what to do with, and plus the rule is just too long to really go anywhere else. And so I've created a like creative drawer where it's got all of my non-university stuff, but stuff that I access regularly, and then the extra like stationery stuff and the things I daily reach for, like my Tic Tacs and my glasses cleaner and blue tack and stuff like that, is all here so that I can still access it, but it's not like cluttering up. And then I've still got, same as before, my like electronics thing. So this is what it looks like now. I'm very proud of it. Anyway, I forgot to say, it's actually Monday afternoon now. It's almost 5:30 and I've been working today. I took a very exciting call that was planning. I went to a conference in Leeds in July, and it's an annual conference, and I was planning the conference for next year because you have to apply almost a year in advance. The applications are due September and then it's next July. But it's the biggest conference in the world, I think, for medievalists, and it's really exciting. And I just had a call today with somebody who I've asked to be on a panel with me, and we were just like tossing ideas back and forth of what we think would be good ideas and potential other people that we could ask. And yeah, I'm like super excited. So that went really well. And then aside from that, I've just been working on my New Zealand job, which I've got a meeting for tonight, and I was going through an interview. I was just proofreading an interview script an interview transcript. I was proofreading an interview transcript just to make sure that it all made sense and that there weren't any mistakes, which there were a lot of mistakes because the transcription software that we use is kind of, it's really good and it's automatic, so we don't have to pay for it, but sometimes it just doesn't pick things up very well, or it doesn't pick up when sentences end, and sometimes it will just cut a sentence in half when it's still the middle of the sentence. And yeah, just stuff like that. Especially New Zealand names are generally in Te Reo, and I think it's an American program, and so it doesn't pick up the Te Reo names, and so it's just going through and correcting that. And then now that I've finally done that, I can start working on note-taking and doing all the other research, like looking in newspapers and all those other things. But I've decided it's 5:30, it's time for a break, and I just started the 30-day beginner yoga with Adriene because I've just seen it everywhere and I wanted to get into a good stretching routine, and I've just not really had the motivation to do it. I've been doing the same thing for a really long time, and while I really love it, I kind of just wanted a break. And I feel like doing something kind of Pilates-ish, and a lot of what Yoga with Adriene does, especially in this beginner course. I've never done yoga before, but the beginner course is a lot of what I was doing in the Pilates classes back in New Zealand. So I thought, why not? I'll do it. And I've done the first one, and so I'm on to day 2. And I'm hoping, this is my accountability, that I'm going to do it every day this week. I'm kind of giving myself a bit of an off in the weekends just because it's usually pretty busy. We might have people visiting us, or we're going out, or we just don't know what our structure's like. So it's not going to be actually 30 days, but I'm trying to do it every work day. So here's for day 2. Very excited. I'm going to create a zen moment, chill out. And I kind of wanted to go for a run, but the weather's kind of hot. It was, if it's not still, 31 degrees today, and 31 degrees is just too hot. So I need to figure out what I want to do. I was supposed to go to the gym, but they're renovating the gym and there's no toilet and no water, and it just doesn't feel like a good time. So I'm either going to do a home workout here after I do the yoga, or I might go for a run. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, this is a ridiculously long intro for what's supposed to be a weekly vlog, but yeah. Okay. Yoga time. Stretching time. Almost forgot to video this morning, but I'm rushing out the door because I'm studying with a friend in the library today. I think I mentioned that yesterday, and I have just got random whatever clothes on because I don't know, it's gonna be a study day. I want my hair out of my face, so this is probably actually gonna end up later, but it's fine. We had extra breakfast and then Luke lovingly made me a coffee. And I'm going to the gym later, so I've got my gym stuff in my bag and everything that I should need for the day. We meal prepped lunch and should be good. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film today, but it should be fine. I'm feeling kind of tired because I only finished at like 12 last night because I had my 11 p.m. call, and yeah. See how today goes. I'm hoping that I can write at least the textual community section for either my thesis / the presentation. So we'll see at the end of the day if that's what I got done. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi, good afternoon. It's the end of the day now. I think I filmed like 2 clips in the library, but because I was studying with someone, I didn't film anything. And then we had lunch, got back to study, and then I went to the gym, and I was gonna film something and I chickened out. I don't know what this is doing. And I chickened out, so I didn't. And now I'm back from the gym. I may have just wasted like half an hour chilling out on the couch, but that's fine. It wasn't wasting, it was relaxing, we'll say. And I went to the shops because I've got a craving to make chocolate chip cookies, and I've bought macadamia nuts because white chocolate and macadamia is my favorite cookie. And so I thought I'll make white chocolate and macadamia, but I'll add some dark chocolate in, so it's like double chocolate but also with macadamia. So hopefully that's good. And I'm gonna freeze the majority of the batter, do you call it? Batter mixture. And then we can just take out like 1 or 2 at a time and heat it up in our oven and have like fresh cookies. That's the dream. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna have a shower first because I feel disgusting. It's very hot and sticky. And then, yeah, I don't have that much planned for tonight. I've taken out my dinner from the freezer that we meal prepped, and I haven't put any of this stuff away from the shops. So that'll happen at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to check in, say hi, make sure that I'm actually videoing something so that we're doing some sort of weekly vlog. So. like half an hour or so, and I'm just exhausted. I don't know what's up with me this week, but I'm feeling really tired. Anyway, I did a full day at the office. I got there about 10:30ish, and then I left at 6, and I scanned a whole bunch of stuff, and I started writing my presentation. So I've got like 300 or 400 words out of almost 4,000. And now I'm home, and I've literally just been watching YouTube videos. I'm heating up my food now because I'm hungry, and then I'll have dessert with Luke later because he's still working. But I need to find something to watch because I finished Pretty Little Liars, and can I just say how mad I was about the ending? Not a good ending. I was very frustrated about that, but the show was good. And so yeah, I know that I started a bunch of other things. Like I was halfway through season 2 of Shadowhunters, but it's just really bad. And I kind of want to watch it because I don't want to have to reread the books, but at the same time, I kind of feel like rereading the books, so maybe I just watch it. I don't know. I was kind of, to be honest, just watching it for Simon because I felt like he was like the only good actor. And then I know I also started Grey's Anatomy, but I was kind of put off by the fact that there's 17 or something seasons, and I know I'm late to the game, but I don't know. Maybe it's just something like when I first watched Friends, I also didn't watch it growing up. I just kind of watched an episode here and there, and I think it took me like 4 years to get through, but I finally watched the whole thing. I think it might need to be like that. Alternatively, because I've been so tired recently. Luke just came home and I have no idea what I was saying, but I'm heating up dinner, and he just came home. We're gonna eat dinner together now, whereas before I was gonna be eating dinner alone, and he got home early. So yeah, I'm just cooking dinner, and I'm exhausted, and I don't know what I'm gonna do this evening. It's really weird having evenings off. I'm not used to having evenings off, but I also know I'm very far behind on editing, so I'll probably just end up editing a video. I also just thought I'd show you the cookies that I made last night because I didn't end up filming it, but they are New York cookies using the cupcake gemma recipe, and these are white chocolate, dark chocolate, and macadamia because I couldn't decide what I wanted. And I made a heck load. I'm going to transfer it to a box once there's a small amount, but there were too many to fit in a thin box. We didn't have a thin box basically. Anyway, I just wait for the oven to heat up, and then you just cook them. So, yeah. Good, thank you. Do you want a cookie?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, I know it will be my, like, 4th cookie today, but...
Why 4th?
Could you wait.
I had one this morning and there were 3 others. Oh. Yes.
That's how 4th works.
Okay, I'll put these in.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the phone, pulling the stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes. And
in a video quick because I'm now alone in the office, and so I thought I'm not going to be disturbing anyone and I can do a bit of a catch up. I haven't actually filmed anything today, or the end of yesterday actually. I got home from my office and went straight into a counselling session, and then after counselling I just felt a little bit fragile, if you can say. And so Luke and I watched the rest of our episode, and then we played a game of Catan, and we kind of just chilled out for the rest of the night. I didn't really feel like filming anything, and I just kind of just wanted to be present. Anyway, it's now Friday, and I got up this morning, we had breakfast, and then I had to fill out some paperwork stuff to do with the Rundfunkbeitrag. If you're in Germany and you know about that, it's like the radio tax. The suburb that I live in is opting out of it, so I had to go through and fill out that paperwork. And then I came down to the office and I've just been writing ever since. I'm actually up to 3,991 words, and I know that it heavily needs to be edited, so I've just printed it out. But this is like the main crux of it, and I've got pretty much all of my research, all of the stuff that I want to be doing with it. I'm like super proud of it. I just know it needs a bit of a touch up, and then I need to make sure I've got concluding statements, and I need to then go through the beginning and put my conclusion, or like my concluding points at the beginning, so that people know what I'm going to be bringing up as I talk. So that is so good, because I didn't expect it to be done that early. It's the 18th and it's due on the 22nd. So I'm feeling very proud of myself. And then I've still got time to edit it after that. It's not that the 22nd is presentation day. We just have to submit it for the person who's like the respondent. He's pretty much listening to everyone talk and then drawing themes across what everybody said and responding to each person's paper, and yeah, it should be good. So that's pretty much what I've done today. Not much. I'm actually going to go to Canon House now, which is like the tiniest little mall thing in Tübingen, but I've got a crack on my phone case and it's bugging the heck out of me. And I think there's a place in Canon House that will fix it for me. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to go do that. And then I'm going to come back and maybe finish up some work here. I need to fill out a travel form for my scholarship holder to see if they'll fund me going to Jerusalem, because that would make a big difference if they could. And then I'm going to go to the gym. So, yeah. Happy Friday. Say hi. Or not. Hi, it's the next week, and I thought I'd conclude the video at this point because I've officially finished my presentation. I will show you. So I finished my script. I went through and edited it, and then I had a meeting with my supervisor just to make sure that it didn't need like any major changes or anything, and thankfully he actually really loved some of the ideas that I came up with, so I'm super proud of that. And then I go through and add highlights into the script so that I know when to change the slide, because I need those prompts basically when I need to change the slide. And then I'm also somebody who footnotes in my presentations, because I think I've spoken about this before, but I feel like I need the prompts so that if somebody asks me a question about a certain point, I can see who wrote about that topic and be like, oh yeah, I remember reading this. Whereas if I didn't have the footnote, I'd kind of find it harder to recall where I got the information from. It's just how my brain works, my memory works. It's not the greatest. And so yeah, I find that this really, really helps me having those things in there. So this is now done. I'm super happy with it. I've got my bibliography. I think it's about 3,800 words or something. So I just need to go through it, time it to make sure that it's okay. But yeah, and then I have a handout as well. I've gone through and finalized this, and I've lined it all up so that as I'm going through the different sections and talking about the stories, people can follow along. And then I've just got the Latin at the end as well, so that if anyone wants to query anything, it is there. It's also got the supporting evidence. Maybe I should say that instead of people want to query it. And so I'm talking about 3 different stories, and so I've got all of that there. And then last but not least is my presentation. I also think I talked about this in a previous vlog, but I seriously feel like people need to up their presentation game. I don't know if it's just medievalists, but most presentations are so boring. And I feel like when you've got people listening in the crowd and you don't know if you're like last on the day, people's attention isn't going to be there as much, and they need something exciting to watch. And so I feel like I put a lot of effort into my presentations. The only thing is this is a QR code that no longer works because it's from the last time I presented. So I need to change that. But aside from that, everything else is sorted. And I'm trying to decide whether I add in photos or not. But I've got color. See, look, I've got color and it changes. I've got images and I'm just proud of it. So hopefully people like my presentation and I'm feeling really good about it. Thank you once again for writing with me. I find it really, I don't know, I like doing these. Oh gosh, we'll just sort that out. I like doing these work with me videos because it's really nice to see kind of the progression of how things go and how I'm writing. And I think as well, this is the last conference I'm going to be presenting at in a while, I think. I at least don't have any planned until July next year. So it's kind of cool documenting this, knowing that this is how my process is at the moment. And then when it comes to writing the next conference presentation, potentially in July next year, I can look back and see what I did and see if I've changed any methods or anything. But in the meantime, I've just got to start writing. This section that I've written for this presentation is actually like a shortened, condensed version of a section of my first chapter. I've basically got 2 chapters in my thesis, or maybe I should say it the other way around. I've got 2 sections in my thesis, and this is going to be one of the chapters inside the first section. And so it's giving me a chance to voice my ideas and get some feedback as I'm starting to write this. And then I'm going to flesh this out over the next few weeks and actually start writing this, which is kind of intimidating, but also quite exciting. So stay tuned for some videos of me writing that, and I can talk about the writing process and how I'm doing it, because it's, I don't know, it's just exciting. So yeah, thank you for writing with me, and I will see you with another video very soon. I've got some study with me videos coming out, and I've got like a meal plan, meal prepping with me video coming out. And then I think after those 2, I actually think it's going to be the Jerusalem travel vlog. I'm going to see how much I can video in Jerusalem. I'm assuming we're doing like a 5-day tour after the conference. I'm not going to video anything of the first bit because we're arriving in Tel Aviv and then we've got the conference for 3 days and then we're going straight into the 5-day tour. And I think I just need to focus on the conference, see how it goes, and then probably afterwards for the tour, I'm going to see if I can video. I'm going to prioritize the holiday, and if I get to video something, that's like an added bonus. So anyway, enough rambling. I will see you with another video very soon. Bye!